Hi, dear friends and subscribers. Welcome to Cricket Happenings on this last Test match of 2011, and it was only fitting that 2011 has ended with wins for Sri Lanka. For Sri Lanka, it was something which they would really be very happy about because they went through a Test drought. They couldn't get a single win in 2011, but today they won this match handsomely against South Africa. And well, the writing was definitely on the wall because it was a huge target of 450. And for Sri Lanka, it would be more sweeter. The reason being that after Muttiah Muralidharan retired, the great spinner, they didn't have a single victory under the belt. But they have gone to do that. So that is another first for them. And this is their first ever Test victory on South African soil against South Africa. So there are a lot of firsts coming as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, and Sri Lanka will definitely take this at the end of this 2011 because there are not going to be any Test matches in 2011. This was the last day of Test matches in 2011, and that resulted in a very comprehensive victory for Sri Lanka on South Africa, the first ever Test victory on South African soil. Now, as far as India and Australia were concerned, yesterday Australia just stretched on the lead to 240 with James Pattinson, who was the man of the match in this particular Test match, where Australia beat India and took a 1-0 lead in the series here, in the Test series here, by beating them by 122 runs. So that was another victory. So it was only fitting that 2011 has ended with victories for both the sides here. Now, just talking about the India-Australia Test match, that is, and also Australia have done one more good thing, is that they have won with a day to spare. So that was something, and this happened in South Africa, Sri Lanka too, where Sri Lanka won with a day to spare. So just talking about the game, Australia stretched their lead to 240. Hussey made 89, but it was Pattinson who showed some very good ability with the bat. He was stroking the ball very well, and he was not out on 37. In fact, he made 37, and Australia were 240 all out, just setting a target of 292 for India to win the Test match. It was always going to be difficult. Gautam Gambhir and Virendra Sehwag before lunch. Virendra Sehwag actually curbed his natural instincts and started really looking at the bowling before playing his strokes, which was very interesting to see. But it was not to last much, as Virendra Sehwag was taken by Michael Hussey. He couldn't keep his attacking instincts quite long, because what Virendra Sehwag did is he slashed at a ball from Ben Hilfenhaus, and Michael Hussey in the gully came up with the catch, and so that made the Indian score 17 for 1 with Gautam Gambhir and Rahul Dravid joining him. And Gautam Gambhir continued to have problems as far as ball which was slanted across to him, and today Gautam Gambhir limply held his bat as it struck the edge of the bat and flew to Ricky Ponting in the slip, so he made no mistake. So Gautam Gambhir gone 13 with 1-4, India 39 for 2. Then it was Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar at the crease, but James Pattinson was breathing fire today. The way he was bowling, the Victorians were the ones who really did the damage to India, with James Pattinson and Peter Siddle sharing 7 wickets among them, and Ben Hilfenhaus going on to get 2, and Nathan Lyon picking up 1. James Pattinson produced a beautiful delivery. Once again, Rahul Dravid was a victim of a beautiful delivery. His defense was looking impregnable, but James Pattinson penetrated through the defenses of Rahul Dravid to have him clean bowl for 10. That made it 58 for 3. And Sachin Tendulkar came in and played some confident strokes. He was looking good. He leaned into some good cover drives. He had a flick of the wrist through fine leg for a boundary. But then it was once again Pattinson coming in and inducing Lakshman to play his wristy flick down the onside. Ed Cowan had no problems. It came straight at him and he took it off the bowling of James Pattinson for 1, and he was gone, and that made 68 for 4. And the very next delivery, Virat Kohli was gone to Pattinson, as Pattinson got, in fact it was Hilfenhaus who actually had him LBW plumb in front, and he was gone for a duck. That made it 69 for 5, and Sachin Tendulkar followed him to the pavilion as Peter Siddle came back for his second spell and got Sachin Tendulkar hitting a good shot, but Michael Hussey took a very sharp catch there in the point region. He was gone for 32 with 4 fours, and India were really staring down the barrel, 81 for 6. And then a brief resistance coming from Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who hit a 6 of the bowling of Pattinson, and Ravichandran Ashwin also showed some sort of pluck there to take the score on to 117. But as I said, there was nothing much they could do about the pace bowlers just ripped through the Indian batting order here. And then it was Ravichandran Ashwin's to leave as he was caught by Ed Cowan of the bowling of Peter Sill for 30 with 5 boundaries. And after that, it was all over as Zahir Khan had something to say. James Pattinson is someone, he's a Victorian, and he shows it all in his body language there. He had a spat with Sehwag the other day, Gambhir. He was staring Gambhir at the face, and then he also had it with Zahir, and Zahir punched him for a 4-through point and lofted him over long on for a 6 to just show him what he is. But Zahir Khan was a victim of James Pattinson, as Ed Cowan took the catch for 13 and he was gone. And Umesh Yadav smacked the 6 of the bowling of Nathan Lyon, making 21 with 2 fours and 1 6, but he was caught by David Vaughan of Nathan Lyon for 21 after a brief resistance. Ishan Sharma was not out on 6, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni himself was castled by James Pattinson for 23 with 1 4. And India's innings was all over, 169 all out on the 4th day, and giving Australia a victory by 122 runs. Pattinson, the man of the match, for batting, bowling, whatever you name it, he's a real aggressive bloke from Victoria. 15 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 53. Peter Siddle complimenting him beautifully, Victorian teammate. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 42 runs and 3 wickets. Ben Hilfenhaus bowled well, 18 overs, 4 maidens, 2 for 39. And Nathan Lyon, 5.5 overs, no maiden, 1 for 25. James Pattinson was named man of the match, and what a bowler James Pattinson is turning out to be. Raw pace, Peter Siddle, it looks like India is going to have a tough time in this test series for sure. Now let's head on to the South Africa, where, as I said, South Africa and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka have picked up their first ever test win. Today Sri Lanka tested their lead on to 279. There was not much resistance. It was a 5-over for Dale Steyn, 20 overs, 3 maidens, 73 runs and 5 wickets, 279. Magical mark of 450 set for South Africa. Always going to be difficult. It was a world record chase, and South Africa couldn't do much. In fact, for them, it was Dilhara Fernando who gave them the breakthrough by actually bouncing one, which Graham Smith really got a good lifter, and he stabbed it into the slips. Jayawardene, he took the catch. He was gone for 26. Jacques Rudolph also disappointed, out for 22 with 3 fours. Hashim Amla was playing well, but Jack Scalise was dismissed for a pair in this first test match, as he got a ball from Herat which actually bounced on him and hit his helmet, and Paranatana took the catch. He was gone for a duck. Hashim Amla played some good offside strokes as he did in the first innings and was going well, and that was the time, this was the turning point. 97 for 3. Amla was going well, and Amla actually drove to mid-on and head on to the other end. Prince was absolutely had not even moved from his place, and that was the turning point. Hashim Amla was run out for 51 of 81 balls with 7 fours. Now after that, Ashwell Prince got another beautiful ball from Fernando which lifted on him, and he hung his bat there, and Paranatana slips took the catch. He was gone for 7, and then a resistance, a 99-run stand came between Dale Steyn and A.B. de Villiers, who played some good strokes and with some sensible batting, but then Rangana Herath came in and actually broke the stand. In fact, Boucher was also gone. LBW bowled Herath. Herath was the one who took the 5-er there, as he actually had A.B. de Villiers, LBW for 69, 6 fours and 1 6. Dale Steyn contributed a good 43 or to no avail with 7 fours, and it was all over as Rangana Herath cleaned up everything. Mon Marcus LBW bowled Dilshan for 5, and it was all over as Marchand de Longue was the last man to go. Clean bowl by Rangana Herath for a duck. 241 all out, and South Africa continuing their jinx in Kingsmead, Durban, losing this match by 208 runs. And there was one more first that I really forgot to mention, and that was Tilakatne Dilshan getting his first test win as the captain of the Sri Lankan team. So Sri Lanka would be definitely proud about that, to what happened today. First test victory on South African soil, first test victory as captain for Tilakatne Dilshan, moving into the next test. The bowling figures was Rangana Herath was the man of the match, 30.3 over 7 maidens, 79 runs and 5 wickets. 2 wickets to Fernando, bowled well I thought in the second innings, 13 overs 3 minutes, 2 for 29, 2 lifters getting him wickets. Pereira 1 for 48 and 1 for 35 for Tilkarni Dilshan. It was all over. Sri Lanka have done a great job here by not only getting their first test victory on South African soil, but doing it in grand style on the last day of the test matches in 2011 by actually picking up a win and squaring the series. And now the third test is going to be really interesting. It's really set up now, and well, congratulations to Sri Lanka for doing that. Well, that's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Happening show for now. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.